Thanks so much for tuning in to Sister Souls Talk About It segment on the main radio. You are currently listening to a pre-recorded broadcasting from the main radio, Sister Soul. Let's get started.
All in gay. Quem é que não? Quem é que não vai? All in the gay. All in the gay.
It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all the black Arabian nights, we riding on horseback, playing up piano, Alicia Keys on the track. Up MC8, the racks that put the men that's on the track. When the bigger so they hit the dope, they when they ran the track. We poured the coca leaves and we whipped it in the crack. With the Lincoln Navigator, put the nation on the map. Invested in real estate, I'm trying to buy the block back. Yeah, that's generational wealth, how we fall, no cap. Put a residue on my fingertips, look like tree sap. The Hennessy bottle hit the throttle on the Hellcat. Blowing excited models, be blowing me with my seat back. Ecstasy inside of luxury cars, this a Maybach. Godfather of soul, just a big payback. Pulling strings like Boosie Collins, Sheila E's on a hi-hat. Walking the tightrope when the circus is a high act. Better not lose focus or you might just fall in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. I was a big Willie Popper as a younger roaming the streets. Henny candy flipping nickels and dimes what started me. Coca-Cola bottle tops and trying to see a quarter ski. Negotiating wholesale prices to get a lower fee. Before I hit the court, I ball. Skip the lawyer fee. Trying to see residual income, talking royalty. Trying to get a bite to eat the milk spoiled thing. Roaches in a box of cereal, call them loitering. These are building blocks, Grandpapa called them mortaring. Papa said that bigger give a chance if he saw the king. Marching on Washington, walking on water. From Atlanta, he a martyr. He was trying to get his sovereignty. Off from Atlanta, trying to get up out this quarantine. Forest fire burning, man, I always blaze the desert Eve. Bitch, I'm an Atlanta brave, I ain't never been a slave. Deion fucking Sanders on the corner, bitch, it's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game. Put the game up on the board. Words hit me, Lord. Even if I didn't have to be on the board degree, hit me meant to bend the big debris. All I wanna do is be me. I do breathe easy. Even if I didn't listen easy. I was a nigga with attitude. Crazy. Hear me, man, I was words with amazing. Even if I didn't bring, I brung big guns, bang. Hear me, man, the sunshine. Hear me, man, I rhyme. Drinking the wine, hear me eating the bread or loaf. Hear me, man, I'm a overdose. And you know that I've been dope. Every word I quote float on the waters like a boat. Oh shit, I be shining. Hear me, man, I be blinding them. Him and never see. But they better eat they Wheaties. I be moving on the board. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game.
Game of the streets,
All
game of
in the
survivors,
game.
game of the hustlers, game of connivers.
They keep playing with us. We wiser
Game
than
of
that.
survivors, oh yeah.
We way
Game of
wiser than that.
connivers. It's all in the game. Game of the streets, game of survivors, game of the hustlers, game of connivers. It's all in the game.
Talk about it, Jimmy. Spitting. It's all in the game. The games and the manipulation that's played on the mind. But we stronger than that. We got that. We got this. Play with it. Talking about the best of everything. That's us. Made from the ether, made from the stars. Talking about that solar being, 9 ether, fierce energy, power, strength. Let's keep it moving. We're going to play a couple of more guys and we're going to get into this information. I know y'all ready for it. Y'all know this my heat.
My tribe of opera mind, so what's happening?
What's happening?
Government and all y'all crossed the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you crossed the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my need you. Oh yeah, I need you. I do this for my need you. I do this for my need you. Should've left me where I was, cause I ain't never scared. Took that little ice off my neck for this arrowhead. My nation, my need you, someone thorough said. Real Americans, still pure blood, we thoroughbred. I'm like, let my people go and just take me instead. When it's red or blue pill, I'm only choosing red. I'ma always choose my people, you can keep that bread. Our government owe $1 trillion, you can keep that bread. If it's one thing Jim Crow is showing me, I don't want no white folks ruling over me. I don't want no politicians ruling over me. I don't want no po-po ruling over me. Only somebody just like me gon' treat me like me. I'm Iron Ryan Cherokee, the Chief and Dr. G.L.E. I'm still a G like DST. You might not be as G as me. You think you free, but you need remedy to be as free as me. I'm from the hood, I'm still waking up my people. They got us good, they still hating on my people. When it comes to fashion, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to music, the whole world wanna be like us. When it comes to dancing, the whole world wanna be like us. Foreigners are doing everything, trying to weaken us. Sports, y'all can't fuck with us. Rhythm, know we killing y'all. Anything involve a ball. Mentally, we figured out the cosmos. After all inventing shit, we smashing y'all. It's time to take through asking y'all rights by blood after all. Vatican and the Smithsonian got all our shit. Artifacts and relics still keeping us away from that. When they say it was a long time ago, that's racist shit. Y'all holy land keep stolen shit. We don't need y'all holding it. Reverse engineering our technology, controlling it. David, everything you got, but you can't put no soul in it. I ain't go see the new matrix cause I'm living it. Everything is not what it seems, but I'm killing it. Can you afford to pay attention who you living with? Now they trying to mandatory vax, but is you getting it? Fall back off my knees, I'm peeping y'all tactics. This ain't no earth war, this shit is galactic. Goddesses and gods warming up like practice. We gon' put arrows on your chest like patch. Bangalores can't style like us, them fake natives ain't wild like us. They ain't got a soul, destiny as a child like us. Nobody power like us, nobody peace pipe like us. Boxing, y'all can't fight like us. Nobody lost they white like us. Wake them up, I'm in the way. Say too much, I'm in the way. They tryna kill us anyway, so listen what I'm finna say. Everybody, our kids, we raised y'all anyway. What that sense is finna say. Everybody ain't here to stay. Is you with us or against us? Ain't no in between. I'm a non-ether being, not a human being. I fucked in 1492, but all my allies what it do. Renegade got kicked for days. Be careful, I advise you to. Me and my tribe of opera mind, so what's happening? Government and all y'all crossed the line, so what's happening? My ancestors wouldn't like you crossed the line, so what's happening? We original, y'all GMO, y'all lying. I do this for my need you.
No hate.
I need you. Oh yeah, I need you. I do this for my need you. I need you. I do this for my need you.
Facts, information, opening up portals in the mind, telling you straight facts. See how Aboriginal men don't be killing it. Let's get one more.
So we gon' die every day. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't.
Still
They
wait.
tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native. Yeah,
Black
we gon'
about
die
us.
every day. Cause we don't know where we came. We been here, lived here, open borders, got deported, fought for rights. Kidnapped, bitch slapped, blacked out, covered up, washed white. Drugged up, slugged up, beat red, left for dead, fuck your life. It's all a plan, kill your man, take your land, slave your kids, rape your wife. Why y'all look so mad if all this shit I say is true? Why y'all look so mad if all this shit happened to you?
That's right.
White man quick to tell you was a slave, nothing before. But he himself only been free since 1840. On recording, I'm an ancient Egyptian from Atlantis, headed straight for Canada, that's Israel. Nothing fake about me, no capping, rapping. I just fed the ink and I'm digital. No caveman, I'm original. Kentucky fried, extra crispy. Where a lot of gold, cause my family history. I'm the guy to know, I bring death to history. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Power, only respect power. Respect power. What's been said can't be said no louder. Stand for something, or you die a coward. They bombed our churches, set our kids on fire. Police keep erasing cause they backed up by the nation. Nation ain't complaining cause the Indians still hanging. Comanche, Sioux, Apache, ain't no history in blackness. No reason for that chatting if you bitch up when it's action. AR on my body, tell the bro to grab the shot. It loading up that new edition, finna hit him with this bobby. I can't shoot the shit, but 30 shouldn't miss. 54 races, 104 is click. Anytime in prison, they don't want the shit. They don't want the problems. Snitches get the stick. Talking all that hatred, end up running like a bitch. Quick to call the laws, quick to play the bitch. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came. Swear we gon' die every day. They said Jesus gon' save us. Well, I know we die if we wait. I know we die if he can't. They tell us we black, but we ain't. Aboriginal, native, yeah, we gon' die every day. Cause we don't know where we came.
You be rocking out the end of this video like what? Y'all know we got that beat, that frequency, that energy. Yeah, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing, my fam, my people, my good ones that are out here doing what you're supposed to be doing, sharing your energy. I know y'all been doing things good for others around you, not just thinking about self. Making sure that we are extending of ourselves and doing what we need to do, basically. So, you guys, my meditation came in with a very good song. I don't know who all has been participating in what we had set up for this 48 hour fast that started yesterday. Anybody that's been participating, put one in the chat. I know that it has been beneficial in a lot of areas. If you missed out, I'm so sorry for that. I tried to tell you guys a little bit about today being a phenomenal day. 12 12 12 21, that's 333, that's 9, that's perfect sequence. That is a optical geometric frequency that is normal to everything that is fitting to us. So let me just say that I don't want to get too much into that. We're going to talk about a couple of things, right? The first thing I want to talk about is maybe a little bit about the natural science birth of the human being when we're thinking about exploring things of our sensory system, something that is being manipulated, partaken upon with chemicals, light, sound, frequency, and electronic technology, right? There has been so many things right now that have been wanting to terraform your particular being into another type of being so that it can be used and recycled for energy. You know, you are pure energy. Do you know that you are power? You are nothing but um, solar energy, like pure electronic energy. Do you know that the Hiroshima bomb that was created, that destroyed Hiroshima, was actually made out of melatonic frequency atoms? So that is like the same thing that is in your being, down in the pit of your spine, actually. I know you guys have heard of the Kundalini energy risings, these things that you think aren't very important or pertinent, because we have so many other things we're thinking about, right? We're thinking about our land. We're thinking about the things that we need and want in our immediate future, the things that we think will be pertinent for us to move on in this particular 3D realm, right? But things are seeming to surpass that, right? We're kind of alleviating ourselves from this particular area and we're going into other realms. We're actually exploring and expanding our minds in ways that we hadn't thought possible before. Maybe you guys aren't experiencing that. If not, I'm trying to get you there. All I can tell you is that we need to be in a place of solitude, knowing how to connect not only with ourselves. There's a hard problem with people connecting with themselves. A lot of times people don't know how to actually recognize themselves, the inner self. They're caught between that hollow space, as you guys hear me talk about a lot. When we're thinking about the hollow space, that is that in between spot that is easily manipulated because of either a small vibration, frequency, chemical. It could be a sound. It could be a particular ultralight, uh, uh, red, violet light. There are so many different things that are around us just in our normal day when going through like the traffic lights. These things have the ultra red violets in them. This is how they're able to change and transfer over through the frequency and so on and so forth. So you're going through those things daily. Like, I mean, we're literally attacked by things on a day to day basis, even if we don't know exactly what we're being attacked by. We're being attacked. So listen, what we got to do is make sure that we're doing the things. Greetings to my chat, everybody that is in the chat and showing out. I appreciate you guys as usual. You know, you are everything. All these soul stars, stars that light up and shine everywhere, wherever you are sitting. You are a powerful, strong being, a powerful light being, pure energy, positive. Fluorescent energy. I see and I feel it when my chat light up. Yeah, I just want to say that my chat, everything. So when it comes to that, right? We are going through certain sequences and frequencies right now with the solar. There are things that are going on within the sky. I've talked about this multiple times. We are having the transformation of things that are actually hiding things and actually bringing things into fruition that are actually not supposed to be a part of our natural world, right? But we're being forced into this. This is something that's always happened. A lot of times when people are trying to take the place of another, they find ways to demise it first. Once they can demise it, then that thing can be replaced by another intricate object, whether it be natural, organic, or GMO, right? So when it comes to our actual persona per se, our actual spiritual being, the essence that we are actually a part of, right? Being the part of that connects to the entire universe, and that there's technology that we're not really aware of or synced into, and not understanding or understanding that these particular technologies actually will tap into your being, right? They're replacement particles, chemicals, molecules, and different things that are there to actually transform or transmutate the physical being, therefore transmutating the spiritual being and taking it to another place due to dramatic changes in a metabolic frequency code, right? So when we think about these things, we have to realize that we need to be very strong in ourselves. When a mind is weakened, right, this is when it can be overtaken. We have to have a strong mind. Our minds are more powerful than we think. You can actually move things with your mind in a place of matter if you are really literally tapped in. So this stuff is nothing to think that you cannot reach, that you can't elevate to. A lot of times people think this is like, spooky stuff. Oh, that's nonsense. Oh, that's crap. That doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. When you know what you're doing, right? And if you're tapping into yourself and into the proper frequency that is natural and organic to this particular realm that we are operating in, right? These things become much clearer. You guys need to really do a lot of sun gazing. We talk about sun gazing, right? When it comes to the sun gazing, the brother, someone in the chat is saying, "What are they? AR books on the move for those? What are they?" I'm sure I'm not what they're talking about. I thought he was asking me. Okay, when it comes to us being in a natural realm and being able to explore our super sensory systems, right? The super sensory is everything that's dealing with the normal senses that we don't think about. There's telekinesis, telekinetics. There's superpowers. Basically, I will say these particular superpowers that are inside of you that you're even mocked about, right? They talk about them all the time. You watch these Marvel heroes, and you watch like the Hulk, Superman, all these different people that you've watched growing up, and you thought as a phantom being, right? We have these powers. I'm not going to get too much into it, but if you think about the manipulation of matter, electromagnetism, and actually moving, shape shifting, or formatting things into a different era or realm, these things are very easy. I mean, like, there's not much to it. So when you check into the things that we are able to, um, when we check into the things that we are able to find out are beneficial to growing these particular sensoritory areas, we need to tap into them. Sometimes you may even have a particular instance happen and you may not know it because you're not expecting it. We need to pay attention and be very in tune to ourselves because our abilities are there. They haven't gone anywhere, you know? What happens is you've forgotten. You're not able to tap into. You know how people say tap in? When we're thinking about tapping into something, think about a current, right? You know how you have to plug it into the wall in order for you to get that shot, that electric current, in order for something to actually activate with that wiring to make that particular object work, right? When you are tapped in, you are receiving a current, you're receiving a charge, you're receiving electromagnetism that actually opens up particular cells in the body. There's binary frequency coding within your body, within your DNA structure that comes from ancestors from so many thousands and thousands of years ago. So what happens is when you tap in, when your light codes are open, the binary frequency actually gives you information that you've held before that you did not know was inside of you. These things are light code frequency activated DNA cells. Your mother cells, your stem cells, you hear all these different terms, you may not think much of it because they're medical terms, but these things are actually everything that we need to be able to have the complete control over and be able to have the type of frequency that we're connecting to manipulate these things, because what's happening, they're artificially being manipulated. And if you're not able to tap into these things and have the control yourself, you're easily going to be used as a robot, as a puppet, as a tool. These are the types of things that we need to make sure that we are aware of. Okay. We need to make sure that we are doing these things that are very pertinent to um, bringing us more into an elevated state, right? In order to ascend, the density within the body actually has to be at a certain state. So, what we need to do when we're bringing this information in, there's an oscillation, the oscillation of the blood plasma, which is actually the light coding within your blood. The light code frequency of your blood plasma is oscillating so profoundly. It's like a race. It's running down your stream of blood, racing, and it's charging and it's heating up. At the moment that it starts to heat up and it races up, it then gives an oscillation to the crystals that is in your lungs, that is also in your head. And now you have an aura of protection. You have a shield. You are opening up the force field around you. They get this information from the Star Trek movie from you. They're literally talking about you guys. We're not going to get too much in that because the superhero thing is just a fantastic thing for me. You guys need to go back on my channel and look at that. I did an actual build on that about the superheroes. Get a little more information if you're not in tune to what I'm saying. Yes, brother. Yes, the brother said plasma is ether. That is correct. Absolutely. So that plasma, the ether that connects us to everything. So now when you get that perfect frequency, that crystals that's ignited, that Christ those within you, and you have that protection shield around you, right? It is actually in tune to actually format and actually ride the same magnificent light cold waves as the natural earth's frequency because it is a part of the same exact ether. So if you're not tapped into that, right, what can happen is the manipulation of the things within you are traced and changed, maybe modified, shifted some type of way so that you have a break. You're not going to have a clarification or clarity in what your purpose is, what you're supposed to be doing. You're knocked out of sequence. You're having an illness. You're having a sickness. You're mentally challenged. Because why? Once a metabolic frequency or the coding within the body is thrown off and there's a break or there's a let's say a short in the cord of that frequency or something's not going through at the perfect frequency and flow that it should without a break, these things cause a disruption. So now there's a short that a spark now where you should have a flow of frequency going wherever this area is that you need it. And there's a spark. It's totally disseminated. So now it's just not getting anything. Your entire system is run off of electromagnetic frequency and energy. So when you are doing the things that you need to do to move and oscillate these things within your body, the energy rises. It actually destroys and gets rid of things that should not be in the body. So there's these parasites. There's parasites. There's nanoparticles. There's chemicals. There, there are different things that actually come into bring you distractions, to always throw you off from whatever is going on, whatever you're trying to heal, whatever you're trying to get perfectly aligned, whatever you're trying to, let's say, and mind you, we're not just talking about a physical thing. We're talking about the mental things, the spiritual things, whatever you have that has to be perfectly aligned, there's a disruption. When you have a disruption in the physical component, how do you expect anything inside of that particular area to be working or functioning correctly? If there's a broken bottle, a broken vessel, there's going to be some type of issues going on. So there needs to be a perfect frequency of metabolic cleansing done to the body in order to get you in the right space, in order to get you into the right area of where you need to be. Let's see. All right, guys, give me a moment. I'm actually just checking with my chat. Yes, yes, yes. My chat's always on it. Yes, yes, yes. Today is the day. 12/12/21, guys. I told you it was a beautiful day. Planets align, and there's so many energies that we're able to take in and absorb and actually feel and be a part of because this same universe and energies that are being transmitted now actually burning through some of the terraform that has been out in the sky. We are actually getting some of that energy. So right now we have the what is Mercury that's going into the Capricorn area, the age when we think about the system of energy within the planet, so on and so forth. So we have to make sure that we are aware of these things and we are tapped into what's going on, because if not, the shifts in our body, the shifts in the frequency and the energy and the things that are going on, you're not going to be able to have any type of control over. All right, just checking the chat. I don't want to leave anybody out. Big dreams, big things. A few books on physics. Yes, definitely look into physics. Look into physics. Look into metaphysics. It's very good to have a very good understanding of mathematics, dealing with coding and frequency and things of that nature. It's good to have a good understanding of light. I talked to you guys a lot about light, get a good understanding of light, electromagnetism, energy. All these things work together. They coincide in a way to make us either be demised or you can benefit from these things. So yes, definitely, Ray Sean, we have to definitely be aware of ourselves. We have to tap into our Akashic records. Yes, the Akashic records, you guys hear that all the time. This is what the coding is. This binary coding within your DNA. It is an unlocking of your Akashic records. This is just the information from your ancestors, information that is actually unloaded into the brain. When you hear or you think about the computer and the chem is chem, which is the chemical within the body, which is a mocking of us. The chemical, we talk about this all the time. We know that the computer is made off of us. It's a mocking, it's a duplicate of, how we ran. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have been able to make a computer, obviously, because like it's connected to us. So it's the chem, KHEM versus the CHEM. So being able to be tapped into certain frequency codes with that binary frequency, this is the same thing that the computers are ran off of. So this is why when you're thinking about something, you'll see an ad that pops up and you'll be like, wow, I was just thinking about that. No, you are the one that made the ad pop up because it's actually reading your frequency. It's actually reading your information and your thoughts due to the brain mapping, due to the frequency code, binary coding that's picked up because you are mocked by this computer. You're able to be read basically. And now they're able to deliver what's going on in your mind. Actually implanting thoughts. So now there's another process of implanting those thoughts in your mind. There's the DARPA brain mapping that actually writes information onto your mind. So your mind is being artificially written onto. And you're able to be able to have the thoughts that are artificial and not organic. This goes back to that H spot, goes to the hollow world, the hollow space, that space where it's like, oh, you're wondering and you're looking all around, like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know where the wall at. I don't know what. Yeah, because now you're stagnated and stuck in a place that you can be manipulated. So let me get back to this, guys, because I will talk about certain things and we're thinking about certain things when it comes to this realm. So when it comes to the planetary system of the heavenly bodies, like the stars, we're thinking about that in the way that they move with the sun. Our sensory system leads us to the body systems of the heavenly body. It's the same thing. Whatever is going on with the solar system, the heavenly bodies, the asteroids, the stars, the planetary system, it affects our body. It affects our mood, just like the moon affects the body. Just like the moon affects the weight of the water, the tides. Oh, I'm gonna get into the tides one day with y'all. The moon affecting the tides. So when the moon affects the tides, that's why it has a control over the woman's menses. When a woman has her menstrual, that is affected by the moon, the tides, the waters that be within the woman's, and her sensory system is affected by that. So depending on what's going on with that moon, it can be affected by that easily. The sensory of the eyes, when you see a planet with the physical eyes, it's actually a sphere of energy. You're looking out. I've shown you guys like many times. If you are have seen any of my pictures, you're looking at a sphere. Guys, give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that, guys. So yeah, when it comes to that, right, and we're thinking about that, this okay, let me say this. When it comes to the pictures, right? You're looking at a picture, right? But it's just the sensory of the eye and what you're seeing in the physicalities of this 3D realm. It's not actually what's going on. What you're actually looking at is a sphere. You're looking at a sphere of energy. This is what the sun is. It's nothing but energy. You know how they'll say, "Oh, it looks like this, it looks like that. The moon is this, the moon is that." No, these things are energy portals. They can be manipulated and opened and closed, and sometimes what have you. The sun is definitely the most powerful energy source that there is, and it is the most powerful source that can be tapped into if a person knows how to reach or tap into that energy. And this is why it's a portal that can be used to be manipulated, and so on and so forth. So we're not gonna get too much into that. I don't want to scare you guys off with thinking this is like some loony talk, because I know you guys are so lost when it comes to some of this stuff. It's just so sad for me. Um, yes, 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 yes. See somebody with me. That's right, Ray Sean. See, I know my people be with me. They be knowing what's going on. Another sister says that's why another reason why we have never been to the moon is pure platinum. They can get listen, sis, they can't even girl, they be playing with people. People be believing all that. They believe it. A deep sleep. We are in a very, very deep sleep. We need to open our minds, have the portals of our minds open. This is what I like to do. I'm looking and seeking to open the portals of the mind, just bust that junk wide open. Once you bust it open, right? And then you are able to see with more than that physical eye. You're seeing with that third eye. This is the unveiling. That unveiling I keep telling you guys about. The unveiling when you during the sun gazing that actually opens up the portals of the mind, actually giving more telepathic sensitivity into everything that is going on around you. You have a more telepathic abilities. You have the more vision into colors and perception of colors. You're seeing more orbs. Now, these are all things reported by people that have had this so-called disability. Doesn't sound like a disability to me, right? So when you have this, I don't know if it's because I'm a person that's continuously been spiritually inclined. I've been to the other side and back pretty much, the near death, whatever you want to call it. So, after experiencing those type of things, sometimes people that are in this realm, we have a different perception per se. I've had a different perception when you've seen life in a different way, or you've been able to view something in a different way. There's a different perception on your view and reality and the way that you actually understand things. So just think, by the age of 11, um, I had portals in my mind open to show me different things at this particular time. So, in all of these years, knowing those things, seeing those things, being a part of those things, actually elevating or ascending to a certain area to see certain things, and then growing and obtaining information, reading, understanding things, knowing things, and trying to be a part of um, clarification to others, right? People aren't always going to see into your world because they have to actually be a part of that. And when a person doesn't have the open mind or the clarity of themselves or understanding of themselves, it's really hard sometimes to connect to information that is so foreign, and outside of the box for them, right? But that's okay. It's the growth. It takes time for a person to do that. Um, so basically, our spirit view kind of gives us the feeling of where to look all around it. And certain it erases certain things with the information that shouldn't be there, basically like clarifying, giving you the clarity of what you should see. With our spiritual eyes, the Saturn is blacked out in the spiritual eye, all formation. So think about that when we're thinking about the Saturn. Oh, sorry about that. When we're thinking about the Saturn, it's blocking out. The spiritual mind blocks out the Saturn, which is covering, right? Um, Certain things from the ether and the sun's formation starts to rise out of our eyes from the inner, right? And then now we can connect because we are connected inside because of the inner self. Once you're connected to the inner self and not in the physicalities, you can then connect to the ether. You're elevated. You ascend to a different realm. You are now bypass the physicalities, and now you're seeing into a different world. You're seeing actually what is going on. When we're thinking about the Matrix, or things of these nature, we've seen the movies. You guys have heard Sophia talk about different things in the reality of the Matrix and what that came from. It wasn't a movie. This is a reality that this woman wrote about. She's an oracle. She's very intelligent. So what she did was write what she saw. And when writing that, she actually envisioned and saw that binary coding. That's actually what you were seeing when you saw that movie with that green and white, the letters and I'm sorry, the numbers and everything running down. That was the binary frequency, the coding. This is the same thing when you, if you're a religious person, when you think about the Jacob's ladder and the climbing of Jacob's ladder, that's the 12 stranded DNA. That's what that is representing and talking about. So when we have understandings of things, it's very it's a lot better to connect with something once you've taken time to have an understanding of that. So then you can actually have a little clarity to see better into what it is that you're diving into. Once the light starts to get a little brighter, it's like, oh, there's more clarity. I can see this, I can see that. You have to take time to actually kind of clean off that dirty, foggy bulb and start to get the clarity and start to let that full shyness come through. That way you don't have to worry about that. What happens is there's like a dazzle from the physical sunlight, and that goes away with the sun gazing, right? When you start the sun gaze, that dazzle, you know how you look into the sun and then it's like the dazzle, that will go away because the spiritual eye will start to see the majestic picture. Your spiritual eye will connect. Your spiritual eye will actually connect your solar. You guys know it's a trick of the words for me. And trying to confuse a person, but you guys understand or understand if it's talking about the soul. When you hear the solar system, solar, why would they call it the solar system? Because it's part of the soul. You're connected to it. You're part of the same ether, the solar. So basically, when you start to look at the sun, as I said, that sun gazing will start to help you by removing that veil. That spiritual eye starts to see in a majestic. The majestic would be the oh gosh, I'm sorry, the word got stuck in the tip of my tongue. I'm distracted too much stuff going on. Um, it will start to see the actual majestic picture that is the fiery substance and not the actual physical matter, from everything that is described in this particular ether. So the physical and what we can see starts to come together in a very, very, very odd way. Then we start to make a line in the earth from, let's say, from the east Asia to the earth's center, and then there's things that's hanging on that as far as like the frequency, the electromagnetism. There's different ley lines, and these things actually are like running across each other. They're like crisscross and running across. There's different lights, there's different frequencies, there's different sounds, things of this nature. So when this is going on, it's at a pace of real significance in our spiritual sites. And as a whole, there's certain lines and things that we're seeing that is behind that, that's beyond that because of the electromagnetism, the frequencies and the lights are riding these things. They're like literally just, riding all over it. Everything becomes fixed, and in our view on these things in the spiritual mind, in the planet system start to form in a unified picture, and we can actually recognize this. I don't know if you guys have been outside in the last like 2 weeks. I talked about it a couple of times. The stars and the stars have been actually lining up and making shapes in the sky. Have anyone noticed it? If yeah, put a one in the chat, guys. Let me know if you guys have noted that, if you've seen that, if you have been looking up at the sky at nighttime and seeing these stars actually formating and making certain shapes in the sky. And a lot of this is going due to what's going on with the alignment. All the alignment that's going on. It's a cosmic image of like the human skin, our organs. You can see all these things when you really look up at the sky. You have to like have an open spiritual eye to see it. The everything that you look up into the sky and see when you're seeing these stars and the planetary systems all aligning and things of that nature, it is the same entire thing as the human body, but it's in the cosmic ether. It looks just like it's basically the same thing. I'm gonna just say it like that. So as a 3D image of our skin surface, including like our sensory systems, our organs, in relationship of our form with the skin that encloses our soul, right? That's what we have to look at it as. Our skin just encloses our soul. It's a protective barrier of our soul. The shapes and it builds the architect of the heavenly body. Our body, our physical body is the same component as the heavenly bodies. Think about the architect of the heavenly bodies. The same thing. It's enclosed. Same thing as the earthly human being is in its architect. And we see the planets in the certain movements, right? It's like certain things with the what do you call it, the Ptolemaic and the Capricornian systems. There's like two different paths. I'm not very, 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 very familiar with it, but I'm in tune just because I'm a sky watcher and I'm a sun gazer. But I really need to study astrology a lot more. I probably would be able to tell you guys a little bit more about certain other things if I did that. So I may even start to do that. But when it comes to that, we can perceive these things together. They're two different paths, but we can still perceive them together. Saturn moves in conjunction with Jupiter. This is like a energy that is like in a combustive type of nature. Why? I'm not sure. And when Saturn is seen with the physical eye, or with the spiritual eye, the sight it reveals certain forms. Like you may see like a figure eight, which shows you that's like infinite. It shows you infinite, infinity. All planets play into this, and it's to show all the heavenly bodies in the same thing that is going on with our entire heavenly system. Let me see what's going on in the chat, guys. Not ignoring y'all. I'm trying to um, do three things at one time. Try not to refer to the word such and such too much because even some of the things you're talking about have more parts to it than just frequency. That's correct. That's correct. The frequency is the movement. The movement is the action, which brings anything into provision. So, that's why I say frequency there. I'm actually, trying to make sure people are understanding what I'm talking about. So if I say that you want to elaborate, you had something you want to share, like what I'm saying, let me put the thing out because I want to make sure if there before I get out of here, if there's something anyone's question about what I say or want to add to or add on, you're definitely free to do that. I'm speaking about frequency because everything is relying upon the frequency. The light and the sound make the frequency, and that's what makes movements, and that's what gives life. So I don't know what you mean by that, but please come elaborate. Don't ever don't ever focus on the retrograde unless it's Mars retrograde. Okay, brother, I hear you. Teach your children coding. Say that, bro. Yes, yes, Lil Yo. Lil Yo said, teach your children coding at a young age. It will open up their arithmetic uh, uh arithmetic frequency. Correct, 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 brother. Say that, say that, say that. See, this is why I love. Didn't I tell you I love my chat? I told you guys I love my chat. This is why I have to stay tuned when I'm doing my show, and I like to have my chat involved via the YouTube because listen, I got like some of the smartest people. Some of the most intelligent, bright stars. I'm telling you, it's all of us. But dang, listen, when I say we come together, we vibe off each other. Halito says, Halito, reading and writing will come naturally. Yes, yes, brother. Yes, yes. It's all about the numbers. Yes. Yes, minstrels are not original. We never had minstrels until the moon came. The moon came and the moon actually brought our minstrels, lady. Did you know that? If it if it wasn't for the moon coming into effect of our atmosphere, we would not even have a minstrel period. That's an even deeper subject. I mean, you guys wouldn't even be here. That's a whole nother subject, but I ain't gonna talk too much on that because I don't want to offend nobody. But shoot, y'all lucky. But yeah, it's a lot going on with this information. Let's see. Let me see. This one that's questioning says, "Sister, we do not live in a three-dimensional universe. Actually, multiple dimensions stacked on top of each other and reforming and constant shape of the da 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 da." Well, LFT community. I'm glad you were saying that, brother. But I think I said that maybe you misheard when you're not listening very clearly, dear. Maybe you kind of misconstrued some of the words. So I'll clarify that. What I said is we are in a 3D dimension, which we are, the physicality, the physical, which is what you're trapped in with the physical being, the atomic structure and the metabolic frequency of everything that is being used and manipulated right now is the 3D, sir. And when you go past that, you've ascended. I kind of spoke briefly on that, so I'm not really sure where you're coming from. If you want to, have a word to say, you're definitely fine to do that. um, yeah. So, guys, we actually have a very intelligent young man that's come to join us. We have about 10 more minutes before the show ends, guys. I thank you guys for tuning in to Sister Soul Main Radio. Make sure you guys are tuning in Wednesday. We will be uh, having Crumb TV come in and go over part 2 on this information we did a couple of weeks ago on this King Larry Hoover thing. So make sure y'all tuned in for that. It's going to be fire. And listen. Jason, thanks so much for coming up, brother. I really appreciate you, sweetheart. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am doing awesome, babe, as I always am. You know what I'm saying? Can't be doing no nothing bad actually if I'm moving and talking, right? You can't be nothing bad with
Mm-hmm.
that. So many people can't
Understood.
do none of that.
Understood. Yeah, that was actually me in the chat when I was saying as far as like try not to refer to frequency too much. And I wasn't trying to be rude or anything. So I just noticed you saying the word frequency constantly. I was like, yeah, mainly things do refer to frequency, but you also have to point out that there are things in your body that also mimic it, that mimic the frequency rather than just being a part of it. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. Um,
Sure.
all
We got
right.
about 9 minutes, babe. So whatever it is, I definitely want you to get it in so my audience hears that. So just so you know, you can try and,
Okay.
not to rush you, but I want you to get everything in you want to say.
All right?
And
Is
just
there?
to clarify something, sweetheart, with you, when I say frequency, right? A lot of times when you're talking about certain things, you have to refer to something that people will recognize or understand. And when I'm talking about frequency, I'm speaking about the movement. I'm talking about vibration, frequency. Light is off of a frequency, sounds off of
Mhm.
frequency. So I just try to keep people engaged so they can follow me because
Mhm.
I'm not going to be able to talk about everything that I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying? But I
Yeah.
don't mind you definitely, if it's something that you feel is important to point out in what I'm saying to elaborate or add on. I appreciate your intelligence, sweetheart. Definitely do so. So you have the floor. I'm going to mute up, okay?
All right. Yeah. But quick question: is there a way to screen share on here?
Sure. Just share the screen and I'll see it. Do you see the share screen at the bottom of your page?
Let me see here. All I see is mic, cam, mic, chat, or the leave option. That's all I see.
My cam. Okay, you're on your phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, babe. That's why. Yeah, you'll only be able to share your screen from your computer. What you can do if you want, if you have a link, you could put in the back chat. I can try and pull it up.
Hang on. Let me see if I can turn this into a link real quick. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. If I
Sure.
don't have time, I'll just do it another time. So let me see
No
here.
problem. And guys, just so you know, this is a man by the name of Jason. It's a 15-year-old, such a bright, intelligent mind. I love to see the young people that are able to express themselves and actually excel and show us the directions we need to be going and actually supporting them so that they are, there for our future. Because he's definitely one of the ones that's our future. You may possibly hear something from him again in the next couple of weeks, guys. So, yeah, make sure you guys are encouraging your young youth in your area and your kids and anybody around you to get into this technical stuff like the brother said earlier what is it, what did you say, Lil Yos? I'm sorry. Mm, 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 mm. Coding, teaching your kids the coding, guys. It's very important because our kids are so intelligent, right? Our children, sorry, our children are so intelligent, and with them knowing the things that we're going into now, they'll be able to excel even more than we even could think of. But yeah,
Mhm.
were you able to get it, sweetheart?
I have the picture of it, but I'm trying to figure out how to turn a photo into a link on this. Um, so the best thing I can show you is basically what I looked up. So basically, all you have to do is look up toroidal field behind the shock, three and 3D rendering, and it's basic. I'm gonna just try to describe the picture the best way I can. So basically, this would be the true formation of the torus field, because the basic torus field that you look up just shows the lines going in and out of the center, coming from the center. The full effect the torus field as far as the chakra system. So it has different routes and routes, sort of like the human vein system, like the veins within your body. It sort of has something like that, and they come in different shapes and colors. And they also mimic dimensions that we see on a day-to-day basis as far as in computer and science technology. So based on that, that's pretty much the best way I can describe this picture. I will show it though if you ever go live again or talk about this topic, but this is just the best way I can describe it. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share as far as me having at least like 10 minutes on this panel.
All right, sweetie. Well, if you had anything else to say, you have about 5 more minutes. I appreciate you coming up. You know, you're welcome to, share your information. My chat loves you as well. You know, they like the information that you bring, and they're very excited to see, you such a young person. Is very encouraging for us to see our youth that are not falling by the wayside. So definitely feel free to come up at any other time, sweetie. Definitely. So if you had anything else to say, we got about 4 more minutes. I'm about to get out of here, babe. You definitely can do that. You have the floor. I'll let you
Okay.
finish out with anything you want to talk about.
All right. So I'm gonna just finish out with this. I'm gonna just do what I'm also going to. I'm just gonna say what I'm also going to introduce in the future. So give me at least 1 second. I'll do it. Hold on. I think it's over here. Uh, I'm also going to show you the full mathematic breakdown like I did on the last panel that I was on with you, just to give you an idea. So I actually created a simulated program on my computer, and I managed to document what a artificial intelligence unit would think. And this, I'm gonna also show you the algorithm I got for it on the CAN. So right here, let me see if I can get this in full detail. So I'm gonna introduce this right here. This is the breakdown of it. Let me space it out. I don't know if y'all can see the problem, but this is what I got over here. Basically, hold on, right here. I'm trying to get it right here. So this right here would be what you would see within the simulation as far as just coding. The words on the side basically have details of what it looks like inside the simulation, and this is the quadratic formula and also the powers of 3 and 4 applied to this equation. And down here you have the sine waves of the simulation, and it lasted for at least about 15 minutes and 32 seconds. And if you want to be real specific, it lasted about
Mm,
192 milliseconds.
interesting.
So yeah, I'm gonna also share how how I got that reading on if we ever have this type of discussion again. But that's basically all the time I have to share that with y'all.
Well, you know what, sweetheart? Pardon me. I appreciate that. What we'll do, I know you want to share this. I'm gonna give you some time because I definitely want to dedicate some time to you doing this. What we'll do, I'll let's see, maybe Sunday. Next Sunday, I will give you time to elaborate and take your time and show us, what you want us to see, sweetheart. I know I see everything you're doing, and your work is fantastic, awesome. I love it. So in order for you to show your work and be able to, explain it the way that you want to, I'm gonna give you the floor to do that. So what we'll do is set up for you to do that next week Sunday, okay?
Got it. Understood.
All
I'll
right,
be
babe.
there.
I promise I will give you. I know. I sent you the email last week, sweet. There's been a lot of stuff going on, believe me. But I know this is important to you, and the information is definitely important. You're actually breaking down everything I talk about all the time, which is phenomenal. I'm like, wow, man, I just love it. Your mind is awesome, babe. If you don't hear this all the time, I'm gonna say it again. It's beautiful. It's awesome. It's phenomenal, and we appreciate your intelligence and everything that you bring to share with us.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I also appreciate too. I think everybody's smart, just in their own way. Doesn't matter how smart you are, just try your best or do your best, because even though when you try, it's try is just a excuse for doing or not doing. You can try to do something, but it depends on whether you did do it or not. So you could say, "Well, I tried to do this, but did you do it?" Well, no. Okay, so you didn't try, you just didn't do it. It's as simple as that. But yeah, everybody's smart in their own way. I think you're smart. I think everybody on the panel's smart. I just think
Yes.
everybody's smart. So
You're right, babe. I say that all the time. I love my chat. Man, my chat is full of intelligent beings. I mean, they always we talking about things. They're always putting stuff in the chat like, yep, yep, yep. We on it. We on it. We on it, sis. We on it. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I be talking about. I love it. We got to stay bright together. You know what they say, iron sharpens steel. So I think we all need each other. People be pretty dull. You wouldn't have anything to exercise your brain with if you didn't have other thoughts to compare and ideas and theologies. So real quick, sweetheart, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the main radio. Thank you guys so much for checking out this information. Today was a very powerful day. Make sure you're closing out at midnight with some brief meditation into the things that you're going into. This year coming up is going to be fantastic. It's going to be outstanding, and it's going to be everything that we want. So just make sure that you are speaking those things into your existence and, kind of going from there. We're going to make sure that you guys stay in tune with as much information as we can to keep opening up portals of the mind, keep you in tune, so on and so forth. What I'm going to do real quick on the way out is play something really quick. Um, we're actually going to still continue on YouTube for a minute. We're actually waiting on the matriarchs to go live. So I plan on ending this. Until then, we will continue a little bit longer. Thank you, Jason. If you want to stay on, sweetheart, and elaborate more, you definitely can. I'm just ending the show. I'm going to play this on the way out. So just one moment there.
The Coalition of Indigenous Americans is hosting the first annual End of the Year Recognition Awards Show, December 31st, 2021. We will be honoring those of us in our community that has put in the work and dedication to enlighten our people about the true identity of the American Negro this past year. Some of the categories are Debate of the Year, Most Consistent, Best Documentary, Biggest Positive Influencer, Best Series, Rookie of the Year, and more. We will be accepting nomination ideas from the community until December 15th. Make sure your voice is counted by using our All Counted form found in the description of this video below, and have your favorite Indigenous influencer recognized and honored by the community. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, Our Unified Coalition. Welcome home.
Don't forget to like,
Beautiful, beautiful American Harris, guys. I have the information in the description box. Make sure you guys go over and subscribe to the Indigenous Coalition page. There's going to be a lot of things going on. If you are a content creator or an information provider, when it comes to this information, when it comes to the Aboriginal information, when it comes to um, no, I forgot this was like that. Sorry, babe. When it comes to the Aboriginal information, or when it comes to content that is mind opening, or anything that would maybe open the portals of minds of someone else, make sure you guys are sending me that information. I am actually, right now, I am in the works with my boss. I have permission to start a 24-hour Aboriginal and information station So, we're doing now, I am seeking to schedule to put people on the platform because I want this information out, 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 out. And I have proven and shown to my employer that the information is very pertinent when it comes to this information and what's going on currently right now. So, we have been granted the permission to go ahead and proceed with getting this information out. So, if you do have a station that you would like to be a part of this 24-hour Aboriginal radio platform, make sure you send your information to Sister Soul Main Radio at Gmail. And I'm sitting here again. I know you guys hear it all the time. But make sure you guys send that to me, and we'll go ahead and try to get you set up because we plan on having everything going in January. All right. Thanks so much, guys. All right, now, Jason, did you want to elaborate a little bit more on that before we get out of here, sweetheart? I am gonna stay live for a little bit longer. I'm just waiting on the matriarchs to go live, sweetheart. Make sure you guys are tuned in to them this afternoon, this evening rather. They should be going live. I'm checking now. I don't see them going live yet, but soon they should be going live. But yeah, did you want to elaborate a little bit more, sweetheart, on anything that you were talking about earlier, or soon they should be. Jason? All right. So, guys, we're going to end, and I will see you guys over there with the Matrix very shortly. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Sister Soul Main Radio. You have been listening to actually a pre-recorded broadcast, y'all. I put it at the top. I don't know if anybody noticed, but there was a recording played today, and this is a pre-recording. I do this for days when I don't want to be restricted to, being like on certain points. So, yeah, there was a pre-recording played today, and this is actually a pre-recording that will be played at another day. So, yeah, what we'll do is, yeah, you're there, sweetheart? You said you had something else to say?
Yeah, can you still hear me, ma'am?
Yes, I can hear you, baby. It probably
Oh,
just cut out for a minute. Go ahead. I wasn't
yeah,
ignoring you. I didn't hear you.
yeah, that's what I did. But I was like, yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to take up too much of your time, but that's just basically what I wanted to elaborate on. But I will give a key point or hint or detail of what to expect. Basically, if I can get the simulation up and running again, I'll do a pre-lap of showing you how the simulation ran out exactly on the computer. So
Mm.
based on that, if I can, I will either show it on the board on how it was ran, and then I will, or I'm sorry, I meant to say, or I will show it on the computer and then elaborate it on the board.
Okay. Sounds great. Sounds great. So we'll do that, dear. And I'll what I'll do is I'll actually post it so my listeners will be able to go to the main radio page and see it. I'll post it on our blog page. So they can go and check that out. So you'll be free to do that. I'll allow you to, do your display and everything. And yeah, I'll give you that time, sweetheart, because you've obviously been studying and taking your time for this. And like I said, I really appreciate Young Minds. We definitely have to make sure that we are appreciating you guys.
Yep. But yeah, peace and love to the chat, and I'll be signing off. Or if you guys ever catch me again, I'll be on another live stream.
All right, sweetheart. Thanks so much. And I appreciate you for coming up, and you're welcome to come up at any time. You have a good day, okay?
Yes, ma'am. You too.
All right, hon. Thanks. All right, chat. We're about to be out of here. I will see you guys over there when the matriarchs get going. I can't wait. I was waiting on them yesterday, but they didn't they postponed to today. So let's see what they got. They don't go live unless they got some good info for us. So let's get ready for that. Peace, love, blessings, and all, guys. I will see you guys this week. Oh, make sure Wednesday, you guys, I will have this follow-up part 2 talking about this King Larry Hoover. Make sure y'all there. All right. Peace, blessings, love, and I'm out.